All right. Awesome. Okay. Can everybody hear me okay? Thumbs up if everyone can hear me. Yay. Thank you. Okay. You guys, I'm so excited. This is going to be, I want it to be an informative yet interactive call as well. Okay. So I just want to first say, hi, I'm Taryn. If I haven't met or interacted with any of you guys yet, I really look forward to having the opportunity to do so. You guys have some amazing coaches that have brought you into this organization, and I know that they are going to get you set up and on a right path that is going to be suitable for you and your goals. And I would love to know what your goals are. So please, let's make sure that we have a relationship and emails going, because I'm just another layer of accountability for you and support. I'm Taryn. I'm your upline Star Diamond coach from Team FitFluence. And I've been doing this for, 7 years now. So, I've seen it all. I have run my course of the business. I have, taken my breaks, and I've had my setbacks. I've had my ups and downs, but we're in such an exciting time. So I want to welcome all of you guys that are new. We have 76 brand new coaches within the last week. 76. I mean, to me, that is mind-blowing. So you guys should be proud and hopefully really excited about what you guys are embarking on right now. So if you don't, get out a pen and paper so you can write some notes. I want to first start by saying this is your business, okay? So you're going to hear trainings from me. You're going to hear trainings from your sponsor, and you're also going to perhaps go through the Go Emerald training with our bigger team, which is Team Fit Revolution. And there's going to be some exceptional resources and tools and ways for you to build your business. But just remember, this is your business and that you get to run it the way you want to. Okay, so I don't want anyone to feel pressured that they have to run it any which way. If something doesn't resonate with you, then don't do it, right? Or just talk to your upline about it and say, gosh, this just doesn't really sit well with me. How can I make this more conducive to my personality? Okay, so I wanted to get that out of the way because I don't want anyone to think they have to run their business the way I do, or the way that Denise might, or the way that Reva might, or the way that Mallory does. Okay, you guys run it how you want to, because you got excited to join this business for a certain reason, and you don't change as a result of becoming a Beachbody coach. It's just something that's just folded into your lifestyle that you get to enhance and be a part of, and share great things with great people, and be a part of this really cool community. And it's just another fold into your lifestyle. So something that you've, like an accessory you've added to your life, which is such a fun thing, but it should never define you. So I don't want anyone to feel like they have to be defined about the Beachbody brand. Okay. All right. So got that off my plate. So first things first, I'm sure you guys have seen this. I know we literally just had some of you guys join maybe within the last couple days, within the last 24 hours even. So I want to make sure you guys have seen this quick start. I'm going to pop it up for you. This is our 7-day, sorry, I don't know what I just did here. Hold on. I'm going to share the screen with you guys, so hopefully you guys can see it. All right, everyone see that okay? Hopefully this looks familiar to you guys. This is our 7-day quick start kind of business guide. So this is a 2-page PDF that hopefully you've seen by now. If you haven't, make sure you talk to your coach and say, hey, what's this all about? This is basically a starting block for you to get a really good understanding about where to find things, what your coach ID number is, your websites, all the links on social media that you want to have, and that you want to make sure that you have a quick access to. Okay. And hold on, I'm going to get this little, there we go. Yeah. I'm feeling really high class here with this little red thing. So just, information that you should have, and you could plug into your calendar. Like our national wake up call is every Monday at 8:00, which that's Pacific time. So if you're joining us and you're on the East Coast, that might be right in the thick of your workday. Don't worry, it's recorded. I catch it on the podcast. So a little tip, write it down. If you're a podcaster, download on your phone through iTunes Team Beachbody. You can search it, and then you can catch all of the past national coach calls. Okay. So that's what I do. Tuesday morning, that's my ritual. I take my kids to school and I listen to the playback from Monday's national coach call, and I catch up on any that I've missed. Okay. So that's a staple in my week, something that hands down I don't miss because there's so much great information that comes out of that. Okay. All this stuff should be information that you're reviewing with your sponsor, whoever brought you into the business. Hopefully you guys have gone through this. So I'm not going to spend a whole heap of time because I want to show you some things in the back office, but also really get into the nitty gritty of things that you can do to start building your business. I want to talk about the memory jogger. I want to talk about your business activity tracker. I want to talk about your social media presence, which social media is totally my jam. I love it. It's been how I've built my business, and I want to share with you how you can be effective on social media without coming out and just being a billboard on your Facebook page or Instagram for Beachbody, because nobody likes that. So make sure that you've seen this. And if this is foreign to you or have not seen this yet, either send your sponsor an email and say, hey, tell me what the scoop is with this 7-day business or this business quick start guide. How come I haven't seen anything about it? So you guys can go over it together, or I'm happy to go through and set up a call with you guys and make sure that you feel comfortable with this and we can set some goals. Okay. Page 2 is really where you start to define what you want to get out of this business, like what your why is. And we really encourage you to dig deep, make it emotional. And if it isn't emotional, it's not like earth shattering and, detrimental that you do something like this right now, just something that is important to you. Okay. Because everybody's in this for a different reason. Setting your goals, writing those down. I like to call this first section, month 1, your 30-day non-negotiables. Okay. So something that you're going to accomplish in 30 days, the start of your business. And this is a general kind of guide of what our goal is as your upline coaches, is to help you get Success Club in your first month, help you get to Emerald and finding your 2 coaches, right? That's our first rank advancement, and making enough in your first month to pay for your investment into the business. So if it was a challenge pack, we want to help you get 3 people that you can introduce your challenge group, the coaching opportunity, whatever, to, so you can start to earn your investment back. We want to see those immediate returns for you, because that's really kind of when it gets exciting. Okay. And I'm going to elaborate a little bit on that. Don't worry. This bottom section, really important to just kind of take some time and almost brain dump a little bit, to connect your goals to your why and define what your daily activity is going to be. And I'm going to give you some examples too, especially when we start talking about scheduling your time, this piece up here on the right, because it's really important to know, and for your sponsor to know, what your Team Beachbody work time is going to be, because that way they can respect what you have going on in your life and also meet you at that 50-yard line when you're ready to run. Okay. Or if you're like, hey, I'm just going to kind of walk, or I'm going to skip and, just kind of enjoy it at my pace, we want to make sure we can support that and match that too. Okay. But if you're like, hey, I'm going for Emerald in my first 30 days, I want to get to Diamond in 90 days. How do I do it? We want to make sure that we can be there to help support that for you. Okay. So, make sure they're aware of what your goals are. Just as important as your business goals are, you guys, we're all a work in progress. So please don't forget how important that is to remember that we are a work in progress. So I always encourage my new coaches in this other section to share what their physical goals are, their 30-day non-negotiable goals are. Okay. It could be, if you're in relatively good shape, or you graduated from a number of programs and, you hit some of your physical goals. Maybe it's just, finishing your program that you're working on, or starting another one and finishing it entirely. My personal goal starting on Monday is to start 21-day fix from start to finish, in hopes that I can get it done before I have this 4th child. So I have about a month left in my 4th pregnancy, and I'm going to start 21-day fix on Monday. So if anybody wants to join me, I got a crew of people, so I'd love to have more people. I'd love the accountability, because I want to make sure I can get my butt up and do it. So if anyone's starting 21-day fix on Monday, come hang out with me. Okay, so that was just what I wanted to share with you on this. So this should be something that you guys have filled out, hopefully, and talked about with your coach within the 24 to 48 hour time frame. So this is something that you're going to actually do as well as you start to grow your team. You're going to go through this with your new coaches. And don't worry if it's within your first couple of months and you're kind of like, I'm still trying to get my feet wet, then your coach will go through this with you and with your new coaches. So don't ever feel like you have to master this right now, because we will take as long as you need to help you feel comfortable with your business. All right. So now that we got that over with, I'm going to show you some other things here shortly, but I want to talk about some of the 3 vital behaviors. So you guys probably already know what those are, right? The first one being invite, right? The second one being is a product of the product. And then the third one being our personal development. So I'm going to kind of peel the onion back a little bit on all of those and how to actually implement those into your business and what that really means. Because these are truly the behaviors that I do day in and day out, your sponsor does day in and day out, and what our superstar diamond millionaire coaches are doing as well. So nobody's really doing anything out of the norm or super bizarre to build their business crazy. We're all talking and we're building relationships. So this is such a relationships business. So when we talk about inviting, how do you actually do that, right? So the invitation process, you actually have to start by having a relationship and a rapport. So we talk about this memory jogger, okay? So if you don't know where the memory jogger is, I'm going to show you later on, okay? But basically, it's a PDF worksheet inside our training library, which will be like this Pandora's box that opens, because you'll be like, oh my God, all this is here. This is crazy. We have so many resources, you guys, that this is just the icing on, like, this is just the surface stuff we're going over right now. So if you really want to dive in, there's a lot in our back office that I want to make sure you guys get acclimated with. And I'm going to give you a little bit of a tour of that here shortly. But I wanted to get to kind of the meat of it, and then I'll finish off with doing a little bit of a tour of the back office for you guys, okay? I'm just going to jump in and make sure that there's no questions. All right, cool. If you're just joining us, I said make sure you hop on the chat. If there's something that you want me to answer, just let me know. I'm happy to stop what I'm talking about and address if it's a specific thing. Otherwise, I'm going to make time at the end for question and answers, okay? Okay, so we talked about the memory jogger. What can you do with that? So we often start, and your coach tells you, okay, let's start a list of 20 to 50 names. And you're like, I don't know 20 people. Well, if you're on Facebook, chances are you have more than 20 friends, right? And we're not saying let's go and infiltrate our friends and totally just exploit them for a sale. Nobody wants to do that. We didn't get into this business to go exploit our friends for a sale, right? We got in because we saw this as an opportunity to help other people. We are seeing amazing results for ourselves, or we just love fitness and nutrition, and it just makes sense to be a part of the Beachbody coaching model, right? So how do we get out and talk to people? Who do we even talk to? So, I've even been as simplistic as, hey, why don't you go on your phone, right? I'm going to show you, and go to your contacts and look, oh, they start at A and it goes through B and C and D. And, you probably have oodles and oodles of contacts on here. Sorry, it's probably fuzzy. But you know what? That's a great place to start. Like some people you probably be like, oh my gosh, I haven't talked to them forever. So talk about a memory jogger. Your phone is an incredible memory jogger, right? Going through your Facebook friends. And I'm just talking about, when we say write down your list, we're talking about getting out your pen and paper and literally writing down a list of names of people in your world, in your network, just anybody, because it doesn't, and we don't want you to prejudge. We don't want you to assume, well, gosh, I'd love to write Susie down, but she'd never be interested in that. Let Susie make that decision, right? So let anybody on your list make the decision if they want to be a part of what you have. So you're writing down this list of names, and maybe you might bang out 100. The more people you can have on your list to connect with, because that's what you're going to do. You're just connecting with them. You're not coming out of the gates and asking them to buy anything from you. Don't do that. Because You'll ruin it for them. You'll ruin it for yourself. And trust me, that was probably the first mistake that I made. And to be honest, I didn't really get my friends, my really, really good friends, they didn't order and buy anything from me at the beginning. So I want you to know it's okay if your friends don't buy anything from you and if your family does not buy anything from you. Just kind of know that going into things, that they might not be supportive as much as you think. And it's not because they don't like you or they don't think it works, but they're just going to have some sort of reservations. And we have to be okay with that. Because you know what? There's a lot of people out there that need this in their life and are inspired by what you've accomplished, and they want to be told how to do it too. Okay, so just keep that in mind when you have a friend that you just think's a dead ringer for this, and they're like, no, why would I drink Shakeology? That stuff is just like a waste of money. And you're like, oh God, punch to the gut. Okay, so what? Move on, next person, right? So going through the memory jogger, going through your phone, any sort of activity you can get to write people down is going to be a part of the invitation process. Because what are you going to do with all those names? You're going to start going through and reaching out, connecting with 5 of them, maybe 3, but maybe 5 each day. Okay. And you're just going to open up conversation. That's all that you want to do. Hey, how you doing? Or maybe you saw a Facebook post of something that resonated with you or that prompts you to want to say more. Comment on their Facebook page, on their comment or their post. Be more present in their life. And if, maybe they post a cute picture, it's Halloween, right? Everyone's got costumes that they're posting and parties they're going to. Or maybe some people are starting to post things like, oh my gosh, it's the holidays. My coworkers are bringing in treats. What am I supposed to do? What a great way to just send them a message, be like, hey, I saw your post about the treats. Totally a victim of Halloween and holidays myself. That's why I have an accountability group, because I don't want to fall suit with that this year. What do you want to join? I need some more accountability partners. What do you think? What a great way to kind of introduce it to them and invite them to your challenge group or your accountability group or your coaches. Okay. So know that you have support in being a part of your coach's accountability group. If you're on my team and you're not comfortable being, everyone's obviously here on my team, but if you guys aren't comfortable with starting your own accountability group or your support group or challenge group, whatever you want to call it, you are so welcome to be a part of mine and invite your customers. Okay. If they're going to do a program with you and you're just like, or hey, I'm going to start 21 Day Fix and I have like 2 or 3 other people, but I don't want to start a group for just 2 or 3 people, invite them into my group. I'd love to have them and I'll help you support them. Okay, so just find those reasons and ways to connect with these people on your list. And sometimes your invitation to anything that you have, whether it's going to be a clean eating group or your challenge group or a sneak peek, looking at the coach business, it might not happen in the first 5, 10, 20 conversations. Allow it to naturally come up, So ask questions in which you want to get rapport back from them, right? So prompting them to ask you the same type of questions, like, hey, what's new? What have you been up to? If you haven't talked to them in 10 years, probably going to take a little bit more time to massage the relationship. But I say that in the sense that don't beat around the bush either. Everyone can kind of sense when you have an ulterior motive. I'm a big fan of being upfront and being completely transparent, right? So if you think somebody's a total dead ringer to be a Beachbody coach, because maybe that they have Insanity and P90X and they've posted pictures. Some of my very new coaches, and they're just total rock stars, they were posting inspirational things on their Facebook page. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. And guess what I did? I messaged them and said, you know what? You might think I'm crazy, but I'm totally going to be upfront about this. But I think you'd be a great coach because look at how inspiring you are with your posts right now. So if somebody is really active on Facebook or Instagram and they're really inspiring, they're positive, they like fitness, or they're just posting gym pics, great people to approach, and you can be a little bit more upfront with them. They're actually going to appreciate that than kind of beating around the bush of, oh, I'm a Beachbody coach, and, have you ever heard of it? And yeah, I'm growing a team. Like, just be confident in what you're doing and tell them, right? So you're going to have the memory jogger, and then you want to have a way to track that. So our business activity tracker is another great resource for you. You can actually track who you've spoken with, what they've said, where they are kind of in your process of invitation. And, if they purchased something, what did they purchase and when, or what was their feedback? What was their interest in their programs? So it's a great way to actually track what you've spoken to that person about. All right. So if the business activity tracker, which again, I'll show you where to find that, isn't your jam, do what is your jam. Okay. If it's pen and paper, write it down. Cool. If it is your phone, because you like to track everything through an app on your phone, I use Asana, which is a great online, it's a free app, Asana, and it's also on your phone. And I put my to-do list, I put my scripts for all of my challenge groups. Not all of them, I have one challenge group. I just have one group that I have as a revolving door. Okay, so I don't do multiple challenge groups, by the way. But that's not to say that you shouldn't. If that's what you want to do, great. I have all my names from people that have been in my coach sneak peeks, anyone that's in my 5-day clean eating group. I track them all, so I know that those are the people I'm going to go back and follow up with. Okay, so this brings me into talking about Power Hour. So hopefully you guys have heard of Power Hour, and what it is really your hour of what you're going to do with your Beachbody business, right? You're going to obviously include the 3 vital behaviors. Not drinking Shakeology in your workouts don't necessarily have to be in your Power Hour, but it's a business building activity that you're doing within that hour. And what I suggest to all my new coaches is that you actually break that hour down. And if you don't have an hour and you know it's just half an hour a day, okay, well, what does that half an hour look like, right? So break it down if it's a shorter time frame, say it's 30 minutes, I suggest that you break it down in 10-minute segments, okay? What are you going to do for 10 minutes in that 30-minute block, or that 10-minute block in that 30-minute Power Hour that you have, okay? If you have an hour that you can commit to 5-6 days out of the week, what are you going to accomplish in that hour? So break it down in 15-minute increments, okay? First thing is that you're going to probably reach out to 3 new people on your list, maybe 5. If you have the ability to reach out to 5, reach out to 5, okay? And then, you know what? I also need to follow up with the 5 people I spoke with yesterday, or maybe 2 days ago, or maybe even a week ago, because I haven't heard back from them. So I need to do my follow-ups. Second on my list, cross that off. All right, well, you know what? Now I'm starting to get a little bit more rapport with some people from my list. So I'm going to invite them. This is a great introduction, and this is a great conversation that I can now invite them into my challenge group, because they told me that they are victim to the treats that come into their office. They hate the holidays because they always gain weight. Whatever you kind of have that radar as to what would make sense to you, that's when you kind of do the invitation, okay? So that's maybe block 1, your 15-minute block, okay? So then what is your second block of 15 minutes? What are you going to do then? And maybe you don't get all that accomplished in 15 minutes. Maybe, the first one is just finding 5 new people to connect with. The second block is follow-ups. The third block might be inviting at that point. There might be 2 or 3 people that you're going to have a dialogue with to get them invited into your next challenge group or an upcoming coach sneak peek. And if you guys don't know what I mean by a coach sneak peek, please let me know. But it's just either an opportunity call, or it's a 5-day Facebook running group that I run, and I know many other coaches do within Team FitFluence, that introduce the opportunity to people, and you guys maybe sat through one of them yourselves. So there's always something to invite people to. You guys are always welcome to invite your people to my 5-day free clean eating group. I always think offering something free or giving value to people has so much more merit than just, trying to go in for a sale. But, also just kind of know what your person is all about. So you'll never know if Susie is interested in a challenge pack unless you actually ask her questions. Okay. So if you start to go along that path of talking about fitness and nutrition, or she's asking you about how you enjoy 21 Day Fix, ask her first. Like, instead of like, oh my God, it was great, yeah, you should buy it. Ask for a second. Well, tell me what your goals are. What have you done in the past? I always ask 3 questions, okay? I always ask, tell me a little bit more about what your goals are. What have your past struggles or challenges been? And what do you hope to get out of doing? What do you hope to get out of this? Or, maybe they've given me some sort of cue to ask another question, but I always want to know what their short-term goals are. And I do ask for long-term, but I always want to know what their past struggles or challenges have been. And I even try and throw in like a trigger. I'm like, well, what generally sets you off when you derail from a program? They may tell me, well, I've done Weight Watchers before, or I've done Jenny Craig, or I started Insanity and I can never finish a program. Okay, well, tell me why you can't finish a program. Like at what point in the program do you start to fade out? When do you start losing interest? And why do you think? Before you even give them the opportunity to be a part of what you have to offer, show them the authority of what you know in being a Beachbody coach, and that you actually care about what they have and you're asking them questions. Okay? Because then you might identify, well, gosh, they already have P90X, but they struggle with their nutrition. So, do you want to continue doing P90X? Like, do you enjoy the program, or do you need something shorter, or, what interests you? And how's your nutrition? Like, if they can't lose weight and they're like, well, I work out all the time, but I'm just not losing weight. Well, why not? Right? So ask them those kind of questions. So that power hour is setting those little chunks of time. Maybe you have a 15-minute segment where you do your personal development. And I would recommend that being kind of at the end, right? So have those tasks at the very top of your list that kind of make you go, oh my God, I don't really want to do that. I don't really want to follow up with them again. Just get them out of your way and off your list. If you guys start reading personal development, you might come across Brian Tracy's book, Eat That Frog. And that's really what the premise of that book is about, is crossing off that big, nasty, scary thing on your list. It just kind of is like, oh my God, I'm afraid to talk to them. But don't be afraid. Get that one off your list and then move on, and don't procrastinate, okay? The one other thing too that I want to talk about with power hours is make sure it's distraction free. So actually look at it on your schedule. And I always recommend everyone with a time management issue is to schedule out everything in their day. Okay. And I could go on about time management, and there's a lot of really great trainings on it. But in a nutshell, schedule out your days. Everything that you have going on in your day, map out for the week, right? So if you know Sunday what your week's going to look like, you know that you've got work from 8 to 5 Monday through Friday. Where's your workout in your schedule? When's your power hour? When do your kids have activities? When do you have date night with your spouse? Mark those things on your calendar, because those are really important pieces of your life, okay? And actually figure out where your power hour fits in and when it can be done distraction free. So that means maybe the kids are in bed, or your spouse is the kids, and you can set yourself up somewhere in the house that's quiet, or you can go to a coffee shop and you can get an hour worth of stuff in. Because I'm telling you, if you can do an hour and bang out an hour, that's all it takes when you're starting out. And your power hour might right now, as new coaches, be going through trainings, and that not your whole power hour. Your one block of your power hour might be, hey, I need to get through this specific training, or I need to go and find this invitation script that my coach was telling me about. And you're kind of navigating the back office. So that could be a part of your power hour until you can replace that with something else that's going to help you with your business. Okay. And again, if you guys need help on actual, like, break it down for me, Taryn, what should I be doing? Please let me know. And your coach is probably going to give you some really great information to do as well. Excuse me. But being distraction free, I can't tell you how much more productive you'll be if you try and do it around the dinner hour when you're making dinner and the kids are asking you questions and they have homework, or you're at work and you're on a conference call, but you're trying to do, it's really hard to multitask. And I'd be lying to you if I didn't multitask, but I don't multitask when I'm trying to get business producing activities done. Okay. So when I'm inviting, or I'm talking, following up, enrolling a coach or a customer in with a challenge pack, or setting up my challenge groups. Those are things that I do, and I make sure I'm laser focused on them, or else, I could miss the boat or forget that I talked to somebody about something and they were ready to order, and then oops, they fell through the cracks because I was also trying to get the kids off to their sports or whatever. Okay. So schedule it. Let's talk about the goals a little bit. And we kind of settled a little bit on that with the business starting guide. Your goal is to try and help 3 people, right? So this is the ultimate goal that's going to come out of this power hour, out of these activities that you are doing, this memory jogger, your business activity tracker, everything that we just covered, is that having a goal to help 3 people every single month is going to help you hit Success Club 5. Okay? Not only is it going to help you hit Success Club 5, but it's also going to help pay for your Shakeology or your challenge pack that you invested in. That's if you help 3 people enroll with a challenge pack, or maybe even just Shakeology on Home Direct. Okay, so just a little breakdown on Success Club and what it means. Success Club, if any of you guys have been in sales before, you probably have an understanding that a lot of sales companies, these salespeople earn trips and cool things by, earning quota, I guess would be a good way to put it. So kind of think of it as that way, but it's not a quota thing, because once you think of it as a numbers game and I got to try and talk to this person with the hopes of selling them a challenge pack, you've kind of lost the whole purpose of what we're doing, right? So it's naturally going to happen for you. If you genuinely care enough to help them and support their needs, they're going to be interested in what you have to tell them they need based on what they've told you. Okay, so when they enroll with a challenge pack, whether it's a customer or a coach, you get 2, well, that's 3, sorry. So you get 2 Success Club points. Okay, so if you have 2 Success Club points just from one person, you'll get 2 more if you help 2 more people or 1 more person. And then if you help another person get a challenge pack, boom, there you go. You have 6 Success Club points. So now you're on your way to 10, right? Might as well just go for 10. But does that make sense? You get 1 Success Club point for just Shakeology on Home Direct. Okay, so you could, maybe there's 5 people that you talk to that in your month, and Success Club is driven from calendar month. So from the 1st to the 30th or 31st, and in this case, the 31st, then, you've got 5 people that are like, yeah, I just want to get on Shakeology Home Direct because I have P90X or I have 21 Day Fix I bought or whatever. Great. There's 1 Success Club point for you. Okay. And so that's just going to contribute to your Success Club points. So our goal is to have you help 3 people enroll the challenge pack, and they could be customers or coaches, because you'll still get 2 Success Club points if they purchase a challenge pack or if they become a coach. So one quick thing on that, if you have somebody that's enrolling with a challenge pack, don't hesitate to ask them, maybe this won't, this might kind of sound off the wall, but do you have any interest in being a coach? And the only reason I ask is because all of our challenge packs, our coach setup fee is waived. And I don't know if you know that, but I know I would want to know. And so I wanted to share that with you. There's certainly no obligation, but maybe you guys as new coaches don't know that yourself. But anybody that enrolls with a challenge pack, they have the opportunity to become a coach and have that $39.95 coach setup fee waived, because it's included in the challenge packs. So they have 30 days to still sign up to be a coach and have that enrollment fee waived. But if they have rockin' results and they're doing 21 Day Fix and drinking Shakeology, or maybe they do the PIO Kickstart, so they do the refresh and they're doing PIO and drinking Shakeology because they get the Kickstart challenge pack, maybe they're starting to see results. And come day 32, they're like, okay, I totally want to be a coach. All right, well, now you got to pay the $39.95, which maybe some people's not a big deal. But had you maybe said to them at the beginning, did you know that it's waived if you enroll as a coach first and then you buy the challenge pack? You can kind of just noodle a little bit in the business and see what it's all about. And if it's not for you, no big deal. If anything, you might get a discount on Shakeology. Now, and I say that too with the tone of not that you want to go and try and recruit discount coaches, right? You don't want to get discount coaches entirely in your business, but your goal is to get to Emerald. So that brings me to our next topic is how to get to Emerald. Sometimes securing one person that really wants to be a business builder as a coach, and then your second one, maybe it's a discount coach, or maybe it's your spouse, because you guys are both going to drink Shakeology and you're going to go through 2 bags a month. It makes sense to enroll your coach or your spouse or a family member for that matter as a coach if they're willing to, because they'll save money on Shakeology. Okay, that's when it only makes sense. So only if you have a spouse or a family member that is going to be drinking Shakeology consistently and that they are going to actually account for you to be rank advanced, that's when it makes sense to sign up a family member or a spouse as a coach. Okay? Now, I don't recommend going through and telling everybody to be discount coaches, because then you lose out on their commissions, retail commissions, if they continue to drink it every month. Of course, don't hesitate to let them know that this is an awesome business. If they ever, want to consider it, it's worth looking into. Well, maybe just you got to kind of get an inside scoop on what I'm doing. We've got a coach sneak peek coming up. You can just be a fly on the wall. There's no pressure. We're just going to kind of give you little feelers as to, what we do. And they might be like, hey, yeah, I'll check it out. No harm. Or no, totally not interested. I just want to drink the shakes, do the workouts. All right, cool. Buy the challenge pack. We're going to get going on X date. Okay. So hopefully that enrollment for your 2 coaches makes sense, which is one of the goals that we have to help you guys help 3 people, but also help you get to Emerald in your first 30 days. All right. So we can help you start getting an immediate return on your investment, whether your investment was a challenge pack, your investment was Shakeology on Home Direct, or your investment was $40, the $39.95 to sign up as a coach. All right. And then the next month we want to do the same thing, but we want to add to it. We want to help 3 more people, right? We want to get this movement in front of more people. The more people that become aware of what we're doing, then the more your business becomes more fruitful and more rewarding, but it also starts to really pay you like a business too. Okay. So it kind of goes with the saying, if you treat it like a hobby, it's going to pay you like a hobby, right? If you treat it like a business and you truly act as the CEO of your own business, it's going to pay you as a business. Okay. So it's amazing what this business can afford people, and depending on what their goals are. Some people just want to have the product paid for and maybe get a couple $100 a month. But other people might be like, you know what? I got bills to pay. I hate my job. I want to quit so bad. And they sign up to be a coach. And that is their MO. Okay. So know that about your people you're speaking with, or maybe know that about yourself and your drive, and tell your coach that. Be like, hey, I got to get to Diamond because I want to quit my job next year. I can't stand my job. I've got some coaches that are putting in their notice and they're brand new. I don't want to call them out because I want to let them share it, but they want to quit their job. And I think it is so cool. They're putting all their eggs in this basket. And I'm telling you, if I did not believe in this, being a part of this organization for 7 years, I was in commercial real estate for 8 years before becoming a coach. And it really just fell into my lap, you guys. Just kind of a side story. It was introduced to me by my good high school friend who's still my upline. She doesn't do anything with the business, but I decided I wanted to. Okay. I was in commercial real estate. I was basically paying for childcare. I was paying to go to work for my 2 kids, my 2 young kids. And Beachbody fell into my lap when I was trying to shed my baby weight from my second. And it just kind of, people started asking, they started noticing, they wanted to know what I was doing. And I had gone through P90X from start to finish, you guys, no joke, 6 times. My start to finish, my first 90 days, I lost 25 pounds. And that was really the kind of crux of what people started to see a difference in me. And I started to change my relationship with food. I started to become fascinated with what this whole business of fitness and nutrition was about. Not necessarily the workouts, but I was fascinated to learn about the relationship the mind has with food and our workouts, because I was so conditioned to be like, oh, I can just eat what I want because I work out. Well, we know as we age that changes pattern, and we have to adapt to it. And a lot of people don't realize that. It's amazing what people don't know. Okay. So, and you don't have to have a huge transformation story to be successful. Please don't think that you have to drop heaps of weight, right, to be able to speak to anybody. People just want to be inspired. So that's why we talk about how to officially share your story and launch your business. And that's really what I've got next for you, is to talk about the business of our story. We're in the business of storytelling, of sharing our story, right, to inspire people. So make every conversation you have a story, and when you post stuff on Facebook, it's kind of a sneak peek into your life and what you are able to do as a result of being a Beachbody coach. And maybe it's not really anything right now because maybe you haven't seen your first check yet, but, living the dream of I'm finally my own boss, or I'm finally starting my own business that I've always wanted to do, or, oh my gosh, you guys, I never in a million years thought I would start my own business. This is crazy, right? People are going to be like, wait, what? You started a business? Like, what are you doing? Okay. So you're in this business of sharing a story. So tell your story. Don't be afraid to tell your story. And social media is an amazing platform. Like I said, social media is totally my jam. I love talking about it, and I will do a training specific to social media, but I want to scratch the surface on it because I think as new coaches, it's really, really critical to know how you can best use Facebook or Instagram or whatever your medium is that you wish to do. Because I will say, don't pick them all. Don't try and do YouTube and Pinterest and Periscope and Blogger and Twitter. Don't do them all. Pick like 2 or 3 and just master them. Okay. And just be good and be present with them. Okay. Because if you're brand new and you're like, gosh, you know what? I haven't even said anything on Facebook yet. I don't even know what to say. Good. Okay. Because you are going to want to come up with a launch post that you're going to put out on Facebook. But keep in mind, or Instagram, whatever, keep in mind that if it's so different than maybe anything you've posted in the past on your Facebook, you have to be aware of how that's going to come across to your audience. So you really want to be thoughtful in the story that you're putting out on Facebook as to what it is now that you're doing as a Beachbody coach. Okay, so a good example is one of my coaches. She started with the size challenge pack, and we came up with a good one. Just, hey, I'm starting this new dance workout called Size. Anyone local want to come over and do it with me once or twice a week? Or, come over and do it with me. And, I need some accountability, or I would love to have some workout buddies. So she was kind of putting the call to action out there, like, hey, I'm starting this new dance program. She happened to be a dancer in the past, so it was very fitting for her. And even anybody that wasn't local might be like, oh, I've heard about this Size, or what's this dance program you're talking about? Can I do it too, even though I don't live near you? So, keep it very generic. I don't even think you need to say about the workout program. I wouldn't even post any stock photos. Do not, as a matter of fact, post any stock photos of any of the programs or Shakeology, because it comes across as a billboard and it comes across very salesy. Okay. You want to be you, like maybe you have a picture of yourself and a total sweat angel on your workout floor. Okay. Or you're at the gym and you're taking a gym selfie. Like, just finished my workout. I'm glad I got myself up to do it, because otherwise I wouldn't. And I have accountability partners to keep me there. Who do you stay accountable to? Right? So you kind of almost asked your Facebook followers, who do they stay accountable to in their workouts? Or what's your favorite workout? Or what workout are you doing? So keep it really generic. And, when I say that your launch post to open yourself up for business and share with people that you're a Beachbody coach doesn't have to be, hey guys, guess what? I just started a business and now I'm a Beachbody coach. So if you want to buy any of those cool programs, you can buy them from me, or you could be a coach and sign up with me, or you can get a discount with a club membership with me. Okay. Those were things that I did. Believe it or not, I swear to you, I did those kind of posts, and I had stock photos from the website. I used them, and I look back and I'm like, I cringe, because I'm like, that was so ugly. So think about, before you post anything, how it comes across to you. Okay. How would you read it and maybe you have friends that are in other direct sales companies. How do their posts come across to you? Are you like, hey, I want to buy what she's got. That's cool. Or are you like, oh God, not another one of those, right? That's what you want to make sure that people don't think about what you post. And so you're telling a story of your day, of your life that revolves around what you've decided to do. Just like if you were to go to a movie, like what's the difference if you were to share about this new movie that you went and saw, or you took your kids to see, or this new restaurant that you went to, and you're going to talk about it on Facebook. You're telling a story. Well, we went out to dinner tonight and had an amazing dinner at, the steakhouse. If you guys ever go there, it was a great meal. We had a great experience. This is what we ordered, right? People are like, oh, cool. Okay, well, that's the second person I've seen that's really enjoyed the steakhouse. So I'm going to go there next time. It's date night. So you can kind of think about how to do that. And we've got tons of scripts and social media suggested posts that you can do. That's in the file section, actually under in our Team FitFluence page. If you're not on that page and you want to be, your coach may have their own business page. That's totally fine. Keep yourself kind of, blinders on and don't get distracted with, oh, I want to go over here. Or I'm going to go over here. I'm going to try this. Just keep your blinders on and be laser focused on what your direction is and what you're going to share and do with your business on social media, and get the guidance from your coach too. Okay. Excuse me. I'm sorry. I keep having bubbles in my throat from the joys of being pregnant. TMI. Okay. I want to show you really quick. I'm going to give you a quick tour of the coach back office. So you guys probably have seen it. But I want to show you some tabs that I think are super important for you guys to spend a little bit of time on. And then I want to have some time for questions, okay? Okay. And start screen share. Okay, cool. So this is our back office. You guys should all have seen this. This is where you're going to see what your Success Club qualifications are for the month, your coach ID, who your upline sponsors are, who's in your organization, all that good stuff, okay? So I'm not going to spend much time here. What I do want to have your attention to, though, is these tabs up here. So you got sales and marketing. Hold on, let me get my little fancy spotlight out here again. There we go. So you might decide to start here, okay? And you can kind of go through some of this stuff. This is in the top tab under Start Here. You can go to Carl's Welcome, or you can go to How to Get Started. This is where you're going to find that business quick start that I was showing you, okay? And how you can get some training and find some videos. You can learn more about Success Club and what Success Starters means. And what Success Starters is every month that if you hit Success Club consecutively for 3 months, let's say, okay, you will earn a free ticket to Summit. And all you have to do is hit Success Club 5 at a minimum for 3 months in a row, and you'll get a free ticket to Summit. So cool, right? And also that's just kind of the benchmark. That's just, the foundation of your business is it's going to start to evolve, and really cool things are going to happen as a result. But you can learn the nitty gritty about what's it mean to get Success Starters. What's it mean when I get Success Club? That means that you can be a part of our Shakeology lead programs. It means when you become Emerald that you can start getting leads of new customers that are coming in to the Beachbody inventory. So people that are buying programs that don't have coaches, or they're setting themselves up for free accounts to use some of the resources. We get those customers as leads. So that's all stuff that you can learn here, okay? And of course, your coach is going to help you with as well. But just kind of ways to stay in touch, reminders about the National Coach Call. Okay. I do want to go to my business because I think this is a really, really important piece if you have not done this. This is where you're going to find your preferred placement, your downline, your volume, your customers and what they ordered, any of your leads, your orders and your customers' orders. So such a great way to pull reports and be able to find out what your customers ordered. When it's coming, you can kind of extend a little customer service that way. Your commissions, which is always kind of fun. We all get paid tonight, right? When you wake up in the morning, you're going to have a nice paycheck in your bank account. If hopefully you enrolled with your electronic funds transfer. Nobody's got time to wait for a check. Plus they charge you for checks. So if you haven't enrolled with the electronic funds transfer, make sure that you do that when you're setting up your business, okay, under your profile. And that can be done down here, my EFT management, where you'll set up your electronic funds transfer, okay? Okay, but I want to talk about my preferred placement. So if you're brand new and you're like, this is so foreign to me, when you get here, you'll be like, okay, I remember Taryn said something about this. And this is in a lot of other trainings, and you're going to have a lot of details on this. I'm going to try and speed it up because I don't want to bore you guys, and I want to make sure there's any questions. I'm seeing like glazed looks on people's face. Don't fall asleep. Okay. Placement type. You have two options: automatic placement or set preferred placement. You always want to set your own preferred placement. Okay. Your placement ID, your coach ID is always going to be populated there. You shouldn't have to plug it in. Okay. And then depending on how many business centers you have, it'd always be one. I've never seen it have more. I have 2 business centers and I've never seen it have 2 options there. Your position. Okay. We are a binary compensation plan. So we have 2 legs. You have your left leg and your right leg, right? So when you enroll a coach, you are going to place them, they're going to fall onto one leg. So maybe your right or left. And then your second one is going to fall into your other leg. So you do need to have, when you want to become Emerald, you have to have one active coach on each leg. So you want to make sure you know your placement. So if you happen to sign up a coach in your first 30 days, or 2 coaches for that matter, the first coach that you sign up, go find out where you're going to place them and strategize with your upline, okay, on where you're going to place them. And as soon as they are enrolled, come back to this place, which remember we went to My Business and you went to My Preferred Placement, and you're going to set this to the left leg. You're only going to use right and left. You're not going to go week outside first available. Don't do any of that. Just stick right and left, okay? So make sure once you have your first coach enrolled, you go to this page. That should be like kind of the first thing on your mind, and change it to make sure that you have it set to now your next leg, because the next coach that comes down the hopper for you, you want to make sure they get placed into your other leg. And then you'll kind of toggle back and forth based on, I use the example of getting yourself Emerald by signing up your second coach being a family member or a spouse, right? Well, you probably will want to place them on either your strong leg or your weak leg. And we can talk about kind of strategy behind that. But then you'll want to go back and make sure, okay, now I need to reset my business so my next coach comes in on the left or right leg, wherever you place them, okay? So that's My Business tab. So you should spend some time really getting acquainted with that. Sales and marketing. This is where you can find information on the Beachbody Challenge. You can get scripts. You can get product information. So you're going to see all of this stuff right here on the side, the toolkit, the challenge group guide. So if you have a challenge group that you're running that is specific to one program, you can go and get your Beachbody Challenge group guide for it. And you can literally copy and paste content to put in your challenge groups so you don't have to come up with it yourself. Okay. And there's also scripts like how to invite, all this cool stuff. So make sure you spend some time and check out everything here and what you can gain from it. Okay. Success stories, if you're going to put a theme out on Facebook of like Transformation Tuesday or Transformation Thursday or Workout Wednesday, use these success stories. That's what they're there for. Okay. Or have your own. Don't be afraid to share your own. It might be a little bit of a scary thing, but do it anyways. It's invigorating. Trust me. And plus, people are going to be really, really inspired. Okay. So spend some time kind of going through here. Where I wanted to spend a lot of time is this news and training. Not a lot of time because there's not much to it, but news and training. So this is where we're going to have breaking news. They're going to talk about new programs, monthly challenge pack promotions, people that are getting recognized are going to have personal development call or a private call with Carl, products and news, special offers. All that's going to be under this news tab. It's also, if you guys remember, if you saw, maybe it was too quick. I don't know if it'll take me back there. It's up in the right corner, right here under Coach Breaking News. So this is all the information that is breaking over the last week. Okay, so spend some time and kind of see what's going on there. But don't get caught up in reading all this stuff. Okay, this should be kind of like the very bottom of your power hour as you're going through the education process. Okay, news and training. Training tab. This is where I wanted to spend a little bit of time. Training library. So these are great things, you guys, clicking on these little left sidebars, because this is going to take you through. And as I told you, like, this is where there's a heap of information. And that's why I don't want to spend time in regurgitating all of it, but it's going to show you, what to do. What are your daily activities to do as a coach? Well, they're all spelled out for you right here. Do these things to build a strong business. Connect with people you know, invite people to your challenge group, sell at least 3 challenge packs each month, because that's going to get you Success Club. It's also going to help you with your return on investment, personal development, all that kind of good stuff, okay? And it goes rank by rank on activities that you should be including as you start to build your business, okay? I want to go down here to the training library, because I know I talked at the beginning about this memory jogger and this business activity tracker. Well, guess what? This is where you're going to find it all. Okay, your business activity tracker is going to be right here. Interactive. It could be a Word document. You could download as a PDF, print it out, write stuff on it, or keep it on your computer. Okay. Anything to do with challenge packs is going to be here as well. So you might see kind of a duplicate of places to access information, but just all there and resources available to you. If you're like, okay, I had a question about how we got paid or what we got paid on. Get the highlights from the compensation plan. Learn about how you earn these bonuses and commissions. Understand what a team cycle bonus is when you become an Emerald coach. That's just another layer that we get paid on, is our team cycle bonus. Okay? So go back in here and learn what that means. Okay? Your contact list, your memory joggers, right here under finding and attracting customers. Okay, you can pull that up if you kind of need to go, gosh, I only have 20 people on my list. You're going to pull that up. It's going to be like, oh, your UPS driver, your hair gal, your nail person, your favorite barista, anybody that you come encounter with, basically, that has some sort of role in your life. Trust me, they're going to be there. But again, this is the best place to start, right? So all this information, again, I found it on the news and training tab, training. And we went to the training library right here on the left sidebar, okay? There's other stuff, so you can come and play and check it out. Last thing I want to bring your attention to is our success tab. So part of our business service fees that are monthly, that $15.95 that we pay each month, is for the success tab, which I don't know why it's not opening. There we go. Success on Demand, Darren Hardy. So you guys might be familiar with him. This is something that you can have access to anytime you want. And you can listen to podcasts, you can listen to, you can read. So this could be a part of the starting of your personal development. All right. So use this as a resource as well. Your coach may have suggestions on personal developments that they felt was really important to start with. I personally am going to recommend, if you've never done network marketing, direct sales, anything in this genre before, look at Eric Worre's GoPro book. Eric Worre, Worre, is his last name, and you can go to Amazon and download the book as a Kindle, or you can get it cheap or used or whatever. It's called GoPro, but it's basically an introduction to network marketing and how to be successful with it without exploiting your friends and doing all the kind of icky, yucky stuff, okay? So personal development is that last piece to our 3 vital behaviors. We really just, like, ad nauseum went over the invitation process and who you're talking to and what you're going to say, using your social media as another tool to invite people or make aware so you can create dialogue. Anybody that comments on your posts, throw them on your list, have a side conversation with them, right? Always be a product of the product, right? You can't sell Shakeology if you're not drinking it. I mean, I'll be frank with you guys on that. It's true, okay? You can't tell somebody to do 21-day fix if you're not going to do it. If you're just going to go to the gym or you're just going to go out and run. You certainly can be valuable in sharing information with people to get them motivated and inspired to work out. And regardless of what it is, maybe somebody doesn't want to do a program, but maybe they'll drink Shakeology, okay? So, and then to follow up with our personal development, just 10 minutes a day. You guys, does not have to be long, and it could be when you're driving, when you're on the bus on your way to work, whatever, driving kids around. That's a lot of times when I listen to, I just listen. I don't read anymore. By the end of the night, I don't have any more capacity to read a book. I get it done during the day. All right. Okay. So we just covered a lot, you guys, in an hour. I hope you guys took good notes. All right. I am going to unmute the lines. I've been checking the chat box and there's nothing that's popped up. So I'm glad. Hopefully that means I covered everything, or your coach has covered everything. So you guys are like, okay, this is just, reiteration of things I need to do. But if anybody has any questions, I'm going to unmute everybody. If maybe you can do me a favor, mute your personal line if you don't have a question. That way, if someone else does, we don't have interception from other people's lines. So let me just figure out how I can unmute everybody first of all. Unmute. There we go. Okay, everybody's unmuted. So if you guys have a question, please fire them off. Anything is open to discuss. I'll sit here patiently and drink my water.
I think you did amazingly well. There's no questions.
Oh, who's that? Was that Denise? Oh, look at you. I thank you.
She did amazing. You covered everything.
Well,
I have nothing to add.
You've got to have something to add, you rock star. I mean, geez, you've had, how many coaches did I just see you introduce to the team? Like 4? Yeah. Amazing. Good for you. This is another one of your leaders, folks, Miss Denise. So she might actually be your coach. So yay! A lot of resources and value you guys can get from any one of us. So thank you for saying that. I wanted to try and cover as much as I could in this new coach training, but just, reiterate that we go about this at our own pace and do this to the point of enjoyment, not to the point where it's like a chore anymore. Right?
No, it should be fun. It should be fun. You guys all have your own personal journeys and just work on sharing that with the world. That's it. Yep. Just share what your strides are, what your goals are, your accomplishments, where you feel stuck, because we all get stuck. I'm stuck right now. I have a knee pain it's old age related. And I couldn't work out today at all because I felt like, I'm like, I can't jump, I can't jog, I can't lift heavy. So I'm just going to take a rest day and listen to my body. And I shared that on my personal page. And I got a lot of feedback and a lot of, I hope you feel better, because we're human. We're human. Mm-hmm. So just share your own stories.
I love that, because I saw that post too. And I think it's really important that, our role as Beachbody coaches, in my opinion, now, having been involved in the business for as long as I have, people look to you for motivation and inspiration, but they also look to you to be transparent. They want to know when you're having a crappy day. And it's okay to have a crappy day or be a little controversial. Like I said, social media is a totally different topic for training, but, be real, be transparent, but be professional as well. Like, don't be cussing and cursing and, putting drunk pictures up of yourself or parties that you're at, but use it as an opportunity to show people you're not perfect, because nobody is. You're going to have awesome days and you're going to kick butt in your workout and your nutrition's going to be spot on. And then there's going to be other days that you pass the reception desk and you had a baked good or you had a handful of candy and you were like, oh my God, I feel like crap. They want to know that. They want to know you're normal. So nothing, huh?
You guys are good. No questions. I'll have a whole bunch of questions tomorrow from my team.
They're just shy. Shy's okay. Shy's okay. I understand. Well, you guys have been awesome. I hope this was valuable to you. I will say before we get off is that I'm going to our next team call. So I'm doing them every other week because we all have enough going on and enough on our plates. We don't need a call every week. I'm going to be offering a coach opportunity, like a sneak peek call. Okay. And that will hopefully be segue into our actual 5-day sneak peek that I'll offer. So your coach may be having one, just heads up, but I want to do one once a month. So know that you have something to invite people to, just another thing to invite people to learn about the business. So that's going to be our next call, which will be 2 weeks from tonight. Okay.
Yeah. Sneak peeks are great, especially for people who are rocking out inside of your challenge groups. You see somebody who's taking a leadership role who's actually losing weight, or even if they don't have a weight loss goal, if they want to gain muscle or whatever it is, they're reaching their goal and they're very active and motivating everybody else, that's the person you want to invite to your sneak peek, to our sneak peek.
Totally. And somebody that's just a total go-getter, just active on social media and just has a good aura, and they're your dream team. You know, the people you want on your team, people you want to work with. Like, those are the people you want to be like, hey, you got to come check this out. So, and we'll talk about scripts and stuff and what you can do down the road. But if you guys have any questions after the call, please don't hesitate to pop into the Team FitFluence group, message your coach and ask your questions. There's no stupid questions. There really isn't. And I know this is cliche, but the only stupid question that's not asked is the one that's not asked, right? So make sure you ask your questions, especially being new. We've all been there. We want to make sure that you have all the resources that you guys need. So I am so appreciative of you guys sticking on for over an hour now, and Denise for sharing your wisdom and having all of your coaches be a part of this as well. So I'm thrilled that you guys hopped on, and I look forward to talking with you guys soon and setting some goals with you. Bye, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Have a great night.